Latch lifter. It's pretty inconsistent to be a rod. Hey, what's up guys? I'm here with Brian, and today I just bought a 2005 Dodge Magnum RT with a 5.7. Needs a little bit of work, but we got it for a good price. And this is Brian. Thank you so much for doing work with me, man. I'm really excited to get started on the build. You got anything to say about it?
I just want to give a shout out to my daughters, Emma and Savannah, and we look forward to seeing the progress and seeing how things change. So.
Awesome. Well, you got to make sure you follow. I already saw that you did, so yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Old school, so I'd like to see what you can do.
It's going to be sick, man. I plan on, you know, I have a bunch of 6.1 parts. It'll basically be turned into a 6-on without the displacement. 6.1 cam, forged crank, and I even have a rear end, a 306 get drag out of a 2012 SRT8 Charger, so I might throw it in there. We'll see how it goes. Again, thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate everything you did for me, man, and hopefully we stay in contact.
Definitely.
All right, guys, we're gonna hit the road. We're gonna grab some food, drop her off at the house, and get started working on her. Let's go. All right, guys, so here we have a 2005 Dodge Magnum RT with a 5.7 liter Hemi, and it has a few issues. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start it up for you guys and show you guys what's going on with it. So I think that it has a mixture between failed lifter and rod knock. So it's most likely going to have to be a full rebuild, but okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is definite tapping up top on the top end. That's what you hear there. And then the knocking might sound like a rod bearing. So the plan is take everything apart. Obviously we have lifter issues, so what I'm going to do is pull the heads, inspect lifters, and then I can actually check the pistons while I'm there, and if there's no piston or valve seat damage, I'll put it back together and try it again. And if I have rod knock, then what I'll be able to do is, which would be a spun bearing, so what I could do is actually pull the crank from the bottom of the car and go from there. I might even end up pulling the engine. I'm not really sure, guys. This is kind of just my ideas. So that's just where I'm at. This is what's going on with it. Overall, we'll do a walk around. Here's the interior. Just needs cleaned up. Overall, it's really good condition, minus the driver's side seat right there. But the body is in decent shape. But in terms of the straightness of the body, it does need quite a bit of touching up. The paint is rough. You have scuffs here. I mean, even on camera, it doesn't really attest to how rough it is, I guess. But it definitely needs some love. It's not what I'm going to tackle first, would be the body, not at all. We do have a rust spot right here, and as well as right here. Those are the only two rust spots in the entire car. Everywhere else is really good. And I know you guys are probably cringing by me letting this run, but I need to investigate this some more. I think I'm going to take the heads off, pull the intake, obviously all wire harness stuff, pull off the heads. I do have to remove the intake or the exhaust manifolds to do so. So whatever I do, I'll let you guys know. And I hope you guys enjoy the journey. This is Maggie, and I hope you're as excited as I am. All right, guys, so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start tearing into this thing. First thing I'm gonna do is drain the oil. So I'm gonna go back to the back here, and since I'm gonna be working on the engine all together, I'm just gonna disconnect the battery, start with the negative, go over the positive, and we're able to start tearing into this thing. All right, boys, we're underneath Maggie, and we're gonna see how bad this oil is, because I already checked the dipstick and it's pretty bad. Oh, barely.
Now you definitely did.
Got a flashlight? Grab your phone quick. Oh yeah, that's glittery. Holy shit. Wow.
Look at that stream.
That's crazy, dude. All right, Sam, so what do you think? Fire up?
Wouldn't hurt it at this point.
Okay guys, so first things first here, I just disconnected the throttle body, which is this connector, intake air temperature sensor right here. I'm gonna remove the actual air intake system. Then we're going to start disconnecting anything that is around and or connected to the intake manifold. So that being said, the EGR tube I'll just disconnect down here. We have, obviously we have fuel rails. We have to disconnect the fuel line. It's a returnless system, so it's just one fuel sending line. We have a map sensor in the back. I have to disconnect this, which is already basically disconnected, and go from there. As you can see, this is an early 5.7, so it does have spark plug wires. I'm going to look into getting the shorty kit to make them look a little bit more appealing, but that's on the back burner by far. I'm probably gonna have to spend a few grand to get this thing going. I do have multiple parts for this, including a crankshaft if need be, but I do also have stock 6.1 liter lifters, or not lifters, or injectors. Let me talk first. But I could actually do an injector upgrade. I could get a larger throttle body. I already have a nasty leg maker intake I could throw on this. I mean, just right off the jump, I could actually have probably 15-20 horsepower just added to this with a few $100s thrown into it. So that being said, we have 5/16 or 8mm bolts all the way around the intake manifold. PCV system right here needs disconnected. I guess it doesn't really need disconnected, but wiring harness will get disconnected, move to the side, and go from there. Enjoy the time lapse. Okay, a little update. Sam and I have the entire wiring harness disconnected. Wiring harness disconnected. We have 5/16 bolts or 8mm bolts to take off. You have your map sensor back here. PVC hoses, this one. PCV, my bad. PCV hoses. Everything's disconnected. We're not gonna pull it from here. We have 2 bolts down here for the EGR tube. So we'll pull the EGR tube with the entire intake manifold. So we have, that's pretty much it, and then we're gonna get it pulled off and kind of see what we're looking like with the ports. All right guys, so I got really pissed off and I decided to cut off my cats. So the flange would be up here, and down here would be where they must have cut it before and they did an aftermarket weld. That's what it looks like anyway. Aftermarket pipe. So I just did the same thing except I cut it on both sides. I'm probably just gonna sell these anyway. They're about $300, $350 a piece. That's worth its weight in gold, honestly. Or platinum, precious metals. Anyway, I just got done draining the coolant and got pretty much everywhere over here. But I am ready to pull the heads now. I don't know what these this valve train looks like, so I'm gonna pop off all these 8mm deep well socket and go all the way around, remove the head bolts, and take off a head at a time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Maggie is gonna be a dope ass build. It's gonna be my my daily driver as soon as I get up and going. But stay tuned for where I take off valve covers, remove the heads, and inspect the damage, and may even have to pull the motor. Alright guys, stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for all the support. I know that the YouTube content has been lacking extremely lately, so just stay tuned. I'm really trying. I'm working a lot right now, but you guys don't want to hear it. You just want content. So that being said, stay tuned for the next one, guys. See you then. Peace.